Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Immigration Talk Show. I'm your host, Sam, and you're watching Daily Immigration Dose. That is streaming live at 4 p.m. EST. We are live on YouTube, available on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram as well. So make sure to check out our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. With that, friends, before moving ahead, let me read out this very important disclaimer. By watching our videos, you understand that the information shared, including user comments, is not professional advice. Use at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend, it's just a casual exchange of idea. All right, with that, let me also tell our viewers that, friends, today our topic is both essential and emotional as well for many immigrants. And today, the topic is what's happening at immigration check ins and why immigrants are worried. So there's a lot to discuss in this session, and also it would be great, friends, if you could also join us by dialing this number, that is 425-4366335, with the access code 988888. That's 5 times 8. So it would be great to know your perspective also, or if you are an immigrant and you are going with that process, then please let us also know what's happening with you, what tensions you guys are feeling, and also how you think that the process can become better, or everything, what the information that you want to share. And with that, friends, also I would like to welcome my co-host Napasa Pradhan, who will be joining me and will also share some very insightful pointers in this episode. So Napasa, thank you so much for being here, and I hope you're doing great.
Thank you so much, Sam. Yes, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I hope you too are. And also, folks out there, I hope you are having a wonderful middle of the week, being productive as ever and catching up. So, yes, I know there are a lot of changes, and one of them is also what we are going to discuss today about. So, I mean, we are hearing a lot of detentions, deportations, and raids, everything. And now, today, we are going to be speaking about what's really happening at immigration check ins and how are they filtering out people. And this is also making immigrants out there very, very worried. So, we'll speak about this topic today. But I think before we go into the details of the topic, we should definitely read out and give out a few news updates, right,
Yeah,
Sam?
please go ahead.
So let me just go ahead with some of them. So this first one is about Canada and Canada Express entry shakeup. So job offer points removed and PNP cut in half. So, yes, in a major immigration update, Canada Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, has invited 646 candidates for permanent residency under the Provincial Nominee Program, which is PNP draw. And the required CRS score was 750 points, and profiles had to be created by July 23rd, 2024. But here's the big news: starting spring 2025, job offer points will no longer count toward express entry CRS scores. So previously, candidates could earn 50 to 200 extra points for a job offer, but this change will make the system more competitive. Additionally, PNP admissions are being slashed from 110,000 in 2024 to just 55,000 in 2025, while express entry will play a bigger role in selecting skilled immigrants. So that's the news from Canada. And on the other hand, we have ICE, arresting migrants attending immigration hearings and sparking fear among immigrant communities. That's right, friends. ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents have reportedly intensified their enforcement actions, arresting migrants who show up for routine immigration check ins and court hearings across multiple states. Well, these arrests come as part of President Trump's administration's aggressive deportation policies. And this definitely allows ICE officers to detain individuals in or near courthouses, so long as they do not violate state laws. So reports from Tennessee, Florida, New York, Minnesota, and other states indicate that dozens of immigrants, including those without criminal records, have been detained. In Delray Beach, Florida, a group of people were allegedly tricked into visiting an immigration office only to be detained and taken into ISIS custody. ICE officials have denied any deceptive tactics. But there is a lot happening, friends. And also, there's another scene out there in Nashville, where at least three non criminal immigrants were detained during routine check ins since Trump took office. And meanwhile, a New York judge confirmed that ICE agents have been making arrests inside courthouse hallways and outside court buildings, raising concerns about due process and fear of attending legal proceedings. So, those were a few news updates from my end. And Sam, over to you for more news.
All right. Thank you so much, Nipasa, for letting us know about these very important news updates. And now I would also like to share with our viewers that US to deport 600 more illegal Indian migrants ahead of Modi-Trump meeting. So the United States has announced plans to deport at least 600 additional illegal Indian migrants this week, following the recent removal of 100 Indian nationals on a C-17 military aircraft. And this move comes just as Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has prepared to meet with President Donald Trump in the US, and this heightening diplomatic tensions over immigration policies. So there are some key developments also, like migrants will be deported using US military or commercial aircraft. The previous deportation flight sparked outrage after detainees were shackled and denied food and water for nearly 40 hours. So, in response to backlash, India's External Affairs Minister S. Shankar has urged Washington to ensure that deportations are carried out in a more humane manner. And this latest deportation drive highlights the Trump's administration's strict immigration enforcement, particularly targeting undocumented migrants from India and other countries too. The upcoming Modi Trump meeting is expected to include discussion on immigration, also trade and security cooperation. However, the handling of Indian deportees could emerge as a key point of diplomatic contention. And with that, there's another news, friends, that's about ICE detention surges as administration expands deportation efforts, including transfers to Guantanamo Bay. So, newly released immigration and custom enforcement data shows a sharp rise in the number of immigrants detained in the US, with an increasing share being individuals without prior criminal records or pending charges. So, the number of immigrants in ICE detention jumped from 39,238 in early February to 41,169 by mid February, pushing facilities to the brink of their 41,500 bed capacity. So these are some key updates also, like of the 4,422 new detainees in February, that is 41% had no prior criminal record or pending charges. And despite public messages focusing on criminal arrest, the data highlights a broad expansion of ICE detention policies, including the targeting of non criminal migrants as well and the controversial use of Guantanamo Bay as a detention site. So, the rapid increase in detainees raises concerns over capacity limits and due process delays in an already overwhelmed immigration system. So, friends, these were some of the latest news updates that were shared by me and by my co host Napasa also. So, I think Napasa, without any further ado, as we already shared some news updates in the world of immigration, now let's go ahead and start our session, by talking
Sure.
with our today's topic.
Absolutely, Sam. And it's true, friends, that, this alarming increase in detentions, at mandatory immigration check ins and even court hearings, this has become the latest news. And of course, there are reports which also say that, many individuals who follow legal procedures by attending scheduled check ins and hearings are being detained, deported, or even subjected to strict monitoring. Imagine being caught when you are going for your hearing. So, yes, while the government argues that these actions really enhance enforcement, there are critics who also say that this is creating fear, discouraging compliance as well, and disrupting families and communities. So, I mean, it's also like even if you go for your hearing, you're in a bad position. Even if you don't go, well, you will definitely have another chance of deportation. So, to help break this down, of course, we are going to discuss so many points today, and fear and panic is definitely very much in a heightened situation, a position right now in everybody, in the minds of many immigrants out there, especially those who have to visit these immigration check ins. And to help understand better, I think we should first start off with what is an immigration check in, and Sam can help us do that, right, Sam?
Absolutely. I think it's very important, Napasa, to understand before what immigration check-ins is actually. And I think, yeah, let's start. So, friends, immigration check-ins are like scheduled meetings where immigrants have to report to immigration officials, and they have to wait for their final court hearing because there may be certain visa status that may be pending, or they have to wait for their documents, or there are people or there are immigrants who have applied for asylum, DACA, or TPS. So, what's the final call for their status? They go there and they have to have a proper interrogation over there. And, till the time the officials, they give them the time that maybe 15 days, 20 days, or maybe such a particular days, they have to wait for their final court hearing. And till the time they are allowed to stay in the US, and nobody can detain them and nobody can deport them. So this is actually the procedure that goes on, and this is what the immigration check-ins does mean. So, for the time, like till the time the court hearing hasn't been given any final decision, those immigrants won't be allowed to detain or to get deported. So that's why people are little relaxed till the time that they are going with the lawful procedure. They are going with the systematic thing. But earlier, this used to happen, and currently, Trump's administration is here. So, obviously, things are being changed, and we'll go into it, of course, in this session. But till now, it's better to go step by step. Yanapasa. So, please go ahead and also share with us that, why these check ins are being so scary for immigrants specifically.
Absolutely, Sam. Like I was saying, the fear and panic is very much evident now when you talk about immigration check-in centers, and this has really escalated, or like I was saying, reached this high point very dramatically in the recent months, especially after President Trump came into the office again, right?
Mhm.
And there are reports, from multiple cities, including New York, Miami, and even Denver, that highlight that immigrants are afraid to leave their homes. And we have been speaking about neighbors helping out these immigrant families to get groceries, even
Yeah.
because they don't want to be seen anywhere, or, expose themselves to any officers. They're so afraid. There is this fear among them of being caught all the time.
Mhm.
And yes, there are rumors also. There are real incidents as well, and ICE detentions at check-ins, courthouses, and even schools. We have been speaking about school raids lately, yesterday also, right, Sam?
Mhm. Yeah.
And now it's happening in check-ins as well. So the fear is, unfounded, and people out there who have lived in the US for decades also, with sorry,
That's
I'm
okay.
so sorry, please excuse me. Some of them also, like, they have no criminal records, but still they're being detained.
That's right. I think now a time, earlier what used to happen, any administration, when it comes to immigration, they have to have this differentiation between the illegal immigrants and the criminal immigrants. But now, under Trump's administration, they are not identifying, they're not considering these two things, these two different things. They're just considering the legal ones and the illegal ones. And the illegal ones means criminals, according to them. So I think that is why they have this motive, they have this agenda, to arrest as much as possible, to arrest or detain the illegal immigrants. And they also have the target like 1,200 to 1,500 uh, illegal immigrants to get arrested in a single day. So they already are very much focused, and they are also so much strict about their agendas, so much strict about their policies, that they are not going to have any second chance, so that these illegal immigrants can live in the US or can do anything that's against the law. Because Nepasa, if we talk about the illegal immigrants, so that's okay. These illegal immigrants who are coming to the immigration check-ins, according to them, they think that they are going with the proper procedure. They are waiting for the court hearing, and also they are coming ahead taking initiative so that they can get their immigration status approved. But the thing is, in the eyes of ICE agents, what they do, they don't recognize them as immigrants who are trying for their visa approval, who are trying for their immigration status to get approved. They see them as the undocumented immigrants, means somehow they have violated the immigration law, because they are staying in the US without proper documents. So that's what they think, according to them. And I'm not saying that they are also wrong in their particular thing, because every administration come up with their own policies, come up with their own agenda. So that's what their main purpose is, to detain and to deport these illegal immigrants. And I think that's why they are taking these steps very aggressively. And that's what people are not liking it at all. Yeah.
That's very true, and especially much more because America is a land of immigrants, right? And there are so many immigrants from different walks of life who have been living in the country for different periods, whether it's 6 months or 6 years or 6 decades. But there are people who have been immigrants, and
Mhm.
it's a very different scenario out there. Everybody is being affected in one way or another.
That's right. Even yesterday, also, we talked that uh, ICE agents are putting raids on schools, hospitals, churches, and now immigration check-ins. So I
Right.
think everywhere, there are ICE agents, even court hearing. People are so scared that even if they are following the law procedure, even if they are going with the right thing, then they are also scared. What if they get the court hearing saying that they're not allowed to stay in the US and they have to leave the country as soon as possible. So within even like meeting with their families, or without even saying last goodbye to their families, they have this fear in their mind that suddenly they'll just get pick up and they have been sent back to their home country. And they don't want to go with this thing. They don't want to have a separation in their family, because it's obviously will affect them in their psychological effect will be a lot in this thing. And some immigrants are also being afraid that they are in the line, for immigration check-ins, and there are ICE agents who are just looking at their status, and they're just seeing that they are undocumented and they're arresting them. So yeah, that's what also happening over there.
That's so true, Sam, and it is definitely creating more panic, more fear, and this has been the scene lately. Especially whether you talk about schools, hospitals, now immigration check-ins, grocery store, everywhere. People, I think everybody can feel the difference. Whether because imagine a grocery store having their regular customers not come in anymore just because of fear.
Hmm.
So it's not a normal scene, right? And everybody is being affected.
A lot.
Now, also talking about, President Trump's administration and their tactics and their impact, because ICE has been granted, broader authority to conduct arrests, whether you talk about courthouses or immigration courts, where they are now, well, kind of standing and waiting for who's going to come next for the hearing, right? And they're
Hmm.
just catching hold of them there itself. So individuals, who are showing up for legally required hearings could be detained without warning. This is the scene, and it has also been reported that ICE officers have been given daily arrest quotas, ranging from 1,200 to 1,500,
Yeah.
which definitely is also creating immense pressure, to maximize detentions.
Hmm.
So the pressure often, like, it's crazy when you think about it, because officers have been given like their daily quotas. If they can't have 1,200 to 1,500 people arrested, that means, well, they'll have to answer why couldn't they, I think.
Absolutely. And I think that's what their main agenda is. And also talking about Nepal, why does the government is detaining people like this, then I think from government's perspective, because we should also share this thing with our viewers, not only the one side of the story, but also what government is thinking and why they are detaining people, So they say that they are enforcing the immigration laws. According to them, they are not doing something wrong. In fact, they are enforcing the immigration laws. That's what they say. Also, ICE officers are looking for people who are just undocumented. They are not looking for the people who are trying to get legalized, or who are trying to have a legal path, or who are waiting for their visa approvals, or who are waiting for the court hearing. No, they are not looking for that. Their just straight focus is the one who are undocumented. And they also looking for those who have expired visas or have deportation orders. So I think these three major points are there. And if anyone who have expired visas, or who got the hearing of deportation, or undocumented, then I think it's really high time for them, and it's really going to be a very difficult time for them, because ICE agents are looking for them only. And the government believes that this is going to be this will help to ensure that people who are not following the immigration law, or who haven't been following the immigration law yet, is not going to have the same facilities what the legal citizens were living a life like that. And they are going to show this message to everyone, not only in US but entire whole globe, that they are not going to tolerate these undocumented immigrants anymore, and they are going to take very strict action against that. And of course, yeah, as what Trump's administration has said before even joining in, before even swearing in, that they are not going to, they are going to have deport millions of undocumented immigrants. And that's what they are doing right now. So it's not a big surprise for everyone, but I think people weren't expecting this much. They took things lightly. But when it's happening, so everyone is, getting that shock treatment right now. So, yeah.
It's true, it's true. And definitely, I would like to say hello at this moment to Prashant, Deepthi. Thank you so much for joining us with your comments. It'll really be a pleasure if you can join us also on call. All you have to do is dial this number 425-436-6335, and the access code is 988-888. Do join us. It'll be very nice to know your point of views as well. And anybody actually can join us. So feel free. And also, please do not forget to subscribe to us at Immigration Talk Show. We are on YouTube. And you can also check us out on our social handles as well, LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. We are Immigration Talk Show. So, yes, today's discussion has been great on what's happening at immigration check ins and why immigrants are worried. Of course, there is one more very recent news shared by Christy Tallman in X, where ICE raids target family home in Miami. Immigration enforcement ramps up as ICE conducts raids in Miami, focusing on undocumented immigrants. And the crackdown really intensifies as authorities pursue those in the country illegally.
Yeah.
So, if we can show the clip, it would have been great, but I'm not so sure about that. Um,
I think control can share the screen, and yeah,
yeah,
this will be better.
just the video. If you can put it on full screen a bit. See, ICE raided this family in Miami, focusing on undocumented immigrants, and the crackdown really intensifies as authorities pursue those in the country illegally.
I'm gonna get your phone back. Listen, you get a picture. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. This is oh my goodness. This is crazy. Trump is really doing this shit, guys. This is fucking crazy. God bless you guys. Oh my gosh. This is
And even I think we should read the caption as well, but I think that's okay if it's gone. Okay, so I think this is also another news that we got to know, and it's really, I would say, I think for the very first time, Americans are also seeing ICE agents are being so strict and being so, I would say, straightforward towards their agenda. And it's really tough for them, also for the families as well, those who are going through it. So it's a very two-side of stories, Nipasa, that's happening in the world of immigration right now. There are some people who are really struggling, who are really being I would say going through a lot of emotional phase right now, and the other side of story is trying to deport so many illegal immigrants and trying to make America free from those illegal immigrants. So I think there's a lot of things that's going on, and we are doing here. We are trying to make our viewers aware about all the things, all the news that's happening in the world of immigration, so that they can get a clear picture, not only in term one side but in both the sides, and that's what it's important. So I think, yeah, that's what important is, and we already shared this thing with our viewers. So thank you so much, friends, for joining us, and I think now we will take some of our comments as well. But before that, I think let's take a short break so that we can get more comments as well. So friends, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in Immigration Talk Show. Keep watching, keep subscribing to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. So we'll be right back, and don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Immigration Talk Show. I'm your host, Sam, and you're watching Daily Immigration Dose. That is streaming live at 4 p.m. EST. We are live on YouTube and available on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram as well. So do check out our channel, and also our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Immigration Talk Show. And we don't come up with daily immigration doors, but we also come up with daily immigration news. And there we cover some latest updates that's happening in the world of immigration so that you guys can keep yourself updated and can also keep yourself safe in the world of immigration. All right, friends. So today we are diving into a very important topic and a very essential topic as well, that what's happening at immigration check-ins and why immigrants are worried. So, till now, we have covered a lot of things in this video. We have talked about the scenario. We have also talked about what immigration check ins are, and also what ICE agents are planning to do, and what's their main agenda, then how families are reacting to it, and so many things. And with that, friends, even to make you more clear about the situation that's happening right now, we have two more visuals also to show you so that you can understand it in a better way. So, Control, please go ahead and show those two visuals with us. Now, people are saying that self deportation is the best way to do it. Wow. Nobody thought that this day would be coming this soon. Okay, I think Cash Patel has said this and posted this and saying that self deportation is the best way to do it. I think, yeah, everyone should agree to it because obviously Trump's administration are being little tough in terms of deportation process. So it's better to get yourself deported only as soon as you give the chance to Trump's administration to deport yourself. And we have another, I think, tweet as well. So please go ahead and share the other one as well.
Or I think it's the other one is what I've already shared a little earlier. So I think now we should take up some comments. Oh, there's one, yeah.
Mr. Trump. Me wanna say thank you to you for deportation me to Mexico and give me 1 week's vacation. My boss never give me. Thank you for deportation me back to my country. 1 week I be back in U.S. Okay. 1 week I be back. My buddies over here they give me my buddies from the CARTEL. They give me these. Look, I be back 1 week. Look. My buddies give me this passport. You know. So you tell my boss 1 week vacation. Okay. I be back.
All right. So I think now, Napasa, after going with these tweets, let's go ahead and take some comments of our viewers. So please
Sure.
go ahead and take the Dipti's one.
Mayor Ras Baraka has said ICE agents showed up at business Thursday for what he called warrantless raid and detained three undocumented residents as well as some US citizens. He said one person was questioned even after showing military identification. So, I mean, this is what is happening. And, well, he said, yeah, imagine like warrantless raids and then detained three undocumented residents. These are happening, and ICE agents and everybody who are working for the Trump's administrations, who are a part of ICE raids or who have joined hands with ICE, whether you talk about DEA or the FBI or many other groups, who have joined hands with ICE, so that they can get on with these deportations as soon as possible, I think. So, Dipti, thank you so much for highlighting these as well. And excuse me, even after showing military identification, you are being interrogated. So, I think interrogation is everywhere now. Everybody's um, being watched in a certain way. They're trying to spot you, and they're trying to know whether you are an immigrant. I mean, if you are one, whether you're undocumented or documented, if you have the right to be in this country or not. So seems like everybody is being affected. And Dipti, thank you so much.
And
I
also,
think you should go on with
the
Prashant's. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, Nepal. So we'll go to Prashant one. But before that, Dipti, I would also like to say that absolutely undocumented residents are being taken towards the warrantless raid as well. But, it's very important to check if any ICE agents, if any ICE officials are coming to interrogate to any undocumented immigrant, then make sure that there's a judicial warrant over there. And without judicial warrant, nobody has allowed or nobody should go ahead and look towards it. So yeah, and let's take Prashant's one. So Prashant is saying that immigrants fear required ICE check-ins could lead to deportations. Some immigrants are worried that routine check-ins with immigration authorities are turning into detention hotspots as Trump administration ramps up deportation. Okay, I think it's not only Prashant, but most of people think about it that immigration check-ins could lead to deportations, and some immigrants are really worried about their routine check-ins. So I think that's for sure. People are really afraid. Even families are so scared for the family separation thing. Students are so worried about it. I think everyone is so much concerned about these things, and they're worried. But friends, I think that's the only way you can also try to protect yourself, because there's no other way. Instead, if you'll try to do some other things that is not legal, then that will make yourself, I mean, that will make you, that will be more troubling, right? So instead of trying something else, it's better to follow the legal path. And that's how maybe because ICE officials are also seeing that you guys are taking the initiative to make your immigration status legalized. So maybe that can show as a good point for your immigration status, and maybe your court hearing would turn into a positive one. So there's a lot of things that's going on, and make sure that you are at least following a legal path. So yeah. And with that, yeah, Napasa, please take up Ankit's comment.
Ankit is saying critics have said there's too much risk that people who have the right to be in the country will be mistakenly swept up by agents and officers, and that not enough is done to protect migrants who have genuine reason to fear being sent home. Yes, it's so true. So true, actually, Ankit. And yes, this risk of I mean, even though some, that's what, like, we were also reading in some of the news, there are people who do not have any criminal records also, who are being detained and deported and taken to custody or put in detention centers. And yes, there is this fear of being swept up by agents and officers, even though people have the right to live in this country, maybe they have the correct documents also.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And also, Napasa, as I think Dipti has commented that there's a warrantless raid going on. So it's not only about raid, the news are also being so fake nowadays. People are really sharing such a fake news, and, people are getting misled with that. And for that also, I think, friends, the right now that we shared one tweet saying that Cash Patel tweet, remember that get take I mean deportation should be happening with your own, it's better to deport yourself. So I think that tweet was a fake one, and that was a parody video. And I think that video we showed right now was mistakenly shown, and it was shared by Cash Patel. So it wasn't shared by Cash Patel, and it was a fake news. And sorry guys, it was a parody account. And I think that's how, everybody is falling into a trap and nobody is able to identify the right one. But we'll make sure that at least our viewers are on the right track, and go ahead and make sure that you going with the credential sources of news, so that you don't mislead yourself, and even the cartel video as well. So friends, I think now let's move ahead, and as we already took Ankit's comment, so yeah, I think I would also like to talk about more in this episode, and that's about immigration codes, another fear factor. So till now we have been talking about immigration check-ins, and now let's talk about immigration codes. So immigration codes add another layer of fear, because immigrants must attend court hearings, obviously for their the visa immigration status. And some are also worried that ICE officers will be waiting for them at the courthouse to arrest them. And this leaves them with a very tough choice. Should they risk going to court or skip it and possibly make their situation even worse? So I think, Napasa, people nowadays are so afraid that they may take wrong steps, only for the sake that they are very afraid or they are very tensed, that what if they go to court, what if they go to immigration check-ins, then they're not even trying to go there, so that they can directly get deported, they can directly get detained. So what do you think? I mean, is this really encouraging the immigrants to make their immigration status approve, or they are taking step back because of the tensed situation?
They are left in such a position where even if they go, they have this fear of being caught, and even if they don't go, missing out a date of hearing is a huge thing, and they could that could lead to serious, again, deportation or more detention or huge fines as well.
That's right, that's right. Okay, so I think yeah, we did covered a lot of things, and also I would like to say with our viewers that there's a positive side of check-ins as well. That even though check-ins are scary, friends, but there are some positive too. That for immigrants who follow the rules and attend check-ins can help them stay in the U.S. while their cases are decided. So people who show they are following the process might have a better chance of staying legally. And there are some stories that we have also went through, that they were undocumented as well, but still they were allowed after court hearing that they can stay in the US legally, and their visa immigration status got approved, and they're living in the US happily. So maybe you can also be one of them stories, and there can be so many things, but you make sure from your end that you are following a legal path, and you are going with the right approach. That's how an immigrant should be.
Absolutely, Sam. Thank you so much for that good note, I would say. And there's a positive side to everything. I think all we have to do is see, and you've really said it right, Sam. So, of course, there are so many things that is going on. Whether you talk about the tactics that Trump's administration is taking up, whether it is showing up in these courtrooms or courthouses or schools, surprisingly, and targeting those who follow the rules as well. I mean, this is happening, so everybody is affected. But let's hope for the best, because there are also people, by arresting those who voluntarily, for report for check-ins, and the government is effectively discouraging compliance, so leading many to wonder if they should simply avoid reporting at all, and this could create a larger undocumented population living in the shadows, which kind of is going to become a different scene. It's going to contradict the goal of basically a structured and transparent immigration system. Because of this fear, they could um, try to hide more, right? Instead of coming out and trying to fix their status, maybe.
Yeah, that can happen, but also there's another way, how they can make their check-in less scary. Like you can have clearer rules. The government should make it clear, what happens during check-in, so people know what to expect. You can also look for the legal help as well. Like immigrants should have access to their lawyers, to their attorneys, who can help them during check-ins and who can also show them the right path, the legal path. And of course, immigration advocacy groups are also working over there to make the system more fair and protect people, for falling into any wrong trap. So I think these are some things that, friends, you can look forward to it, and you can make yourself legalized also, and can follow the right path, because that's very important, and that's how only you can, save yourself and save protect your immigration status. So yeah, I think today we already covered a lot of things, Napasa, and would you like to add on something, or should we wrap up the session?
I think yes, we can definitely wrap up. We've spoken quite a bit, and I'm sure that this situation is going to be existing for quite some time now. You cannot expect to wake up in the morning and see that everything is fixed and everything is back to normal and happy. But this tension is going to prevail for some time. All you have to do is hold on. It's like a storm or the highest wave in the sea that you need to cross. Maybe all you have to do is hold on and pray as well, and see that you are on the right path with the right documents, and get the help you need in order to be directed on the right path with regard to immigration. And that is what you can do by contacting these awesome immigration attorneys. If you do not have one, maybe you could check out our channels where we keep having these immigration attorneys join us with different topics to discuss, but you can see with who you resonate more and contact them in each and every episode. We give out their numbers, so check us out. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to us as well. We are Immigration Talk Show on YouTube. Hit that bell icon so that you are notified whenever we have discussions like these, and also with attorneys. Also, friends, we are on socials. So whether you talk about LinkedIn, Facebook, X, or even Instagram, check us out. We are Immigration Talk Show.
Right. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much, Dipti, Prashant, Ankit, as well, for sharing us such a beautiful insights in today's episode, and making this session full of information that we talked in about what's happening at immigration check-ins and why immigrants are so worried. And with that, friends, there's another very great news that I would also like to share with our viewers, that we launched our website today, that is imisupport.com. So please go ahead and check out that too. And I'm sure that website is really going to be helpful and insightful for you too. So yeah, let us know how did you find it. And this is the IMI support website, and the launch date is today only, 19th February. And we are really happy to be a part of this. We also had a live, when we launched this. So it was really great, and you can see it was. It's so good that everything is so perfect over here. So please let us know how do you found it, and yeah, go ahead and check out this. Till then, friends, keep watching Immigration Talk Show live on YouTube, available on LinkedIn, Facebook, on X, and on Instagram as well. So thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this. And for now, we are taking a leave for now. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day ahead.